Hey everyone, so welcoming everyone to the Mercedes experience. It may not be a good one, she definitely needs some fixing, but got it as a project car in a way. Had the AC fixed, the brakes were done, window tint, should have made a video of how it was looking. And then there was a seat crack. I replaced the bottom cushion, the side. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more than I can chew on. I didn't know it was going to be that bad in finding all the parts. So hopefully it's going to take a few weeks to a month to get it ready. Just got to find all the parts. But from this angle, the paint and how the car is overall, I think it's one of the best designs. And yes, it was the cheapest model when it came out, around 35 grand plus options, but for right now I feel like it's just really attainable. Get the Mercedes experience, fuel efficient. Yes, it may need some maintenance here and there and stuff like that, but there's no car that does not need anything. So I believe these are fairly good cars to drive, and they look really good, honestly. I wasn't expecting how it would be when I drove the car. I took it on a long trip to Lake Elsinore, about 60 miles one way, and with some canyon runs. I wasn't pushing the car, but to know that it's got 255s at the back, the tires. Honestly, that's really good for a little tiny motor that it has. Yeah, so it is a 4-seat only. I believe that was due to the fact that I don't think it can accommodate 5 people due to the weight restriction it may have. So it's a 4-seat, and I think it's just a decent place to spend time in. I mean, from right here, entry-level Mercedes, it's really good. So 2012 with 63,000 miles. Not bad. There may be a few options with this vehicle, but one of the options was like like premium one package, or I don't know, I forgot what it was, but supposedly it adds a sport mode button right there, and then heated seats along with Harman Kardon sound. Even the standard one is not bad, but Harman Kardon actually just supposedly it should be better because it's an option. But overall, I've seen few where this is really cracked and worn out. No issues there. Just found out that the windshield has a light tint, and so were the side. They were clear. The film was clear, so when I went to the window tint, they couldn't tell if it was tinted or not. So they had to remove the old film and then re-tint using a darker shade. But really glad to see the windshield is tint, and it does block heat, and it's really awesome. So definitely a must to do. I believe if I were to keep a car longer than I do, then a windshield tint, I kid you guys not, the most amazing thing one can do is getting obviously the window tint done. Not too dark, I'm not saying limo tint, but the most amazing thing after that is pricey at 200 or 250 depending on the size, but the windshield tint really just is another level of luxuriness on any car. Okay, finally got it fixed. So I'm just gonna lightly highlight some of the things. It was a little bit of a challenge to find the parts. So finally found the parts. Rest seems to be okay. I didn't have to do too much. But honestly, I did mention how it was to drive, and I'm just gonna highlight some more things. This generation of the, whether is the turbocharged one, the 350 or the 300, or even the AMG 63, I think this design, because it was associated with the 63 with the 6.2 V8, I think it's gonna stand out, and I think it's gonna age well. Not the current one is bad, but when they redesigned it in 2015 or 2016, from the back it's very identical to S-Class, and I am shocked that they did that. So the C-Class, the E-Class, and the S-Class, they have their own identity, and in the current lineup it's kind of lost. I mean, from if an E-Class is approaching, or C or an S-Class is approaching from behind, doesn't matter if it's day or night, I can't tell. And it wasn't like that. So what's the point of spending S-Class money if it's gonna look like an E-Class? Like, I don't want to be associated with a lesser model if I'm spending the high dollar. So I don't know what Mercedes is doing. Maybe I don't know if it's cheaper to do it, but I think they can do better. It needs to have its own identity. I did mention the interior, and honestly, it's one of the best. I cannot believe that I put so many miles on it. It was such a blast to drive. It does have turbo lag. I never really thought of that, but never owned a turbocharged car that was mine, especially a 4-cylinder one. So it is buzzy at, let's say, 90 miles per hour. It is buzzy, but oh my god, this is a stunning car. Even the carpet, I always mentioned about in my previous Mercedes, it's the carpet that defines, and the interior, and how the armrest and the door handle, like nothing is faded, damaged, or anything like that. So honestly, highly recommend anyone looking for something that is 10-12 grand, a lower mileage. 2015 could be 15 with, let's say 40 or 50,000 miles, but the sport mode, I don't know if the sport mode right here made a difference, but there is an upgraded package which offered heated seats and another sport mode right there. This car does not have that. It doesn't have the Harman Kardon stereo. And honestly, I was looking at some of the newer Mercedes up until like 2017 or 18. Same design steering wheel. Same right here. Same switches on the SUVs, the newer E-Class. And it's same. These dead buttons are heated, cool, traction off. Or some of the SLK, they have that heated seat and the scarf for the neck. And those dead buttons, it's just, I mean, yeah, it looks like a beautiful design, but they really cut corners to make everything same. And like I said, that's the best way for the manufacturers to do it. because lower cost. Another thing they cheaped out once is they put the seat controls right there, so I cannot make the seat higher. I can only move it back and forth and adjust the back, whereas the passenger has adjustment, and the lumbar support is right there. But honestly, one of the most amazing thing this has, I was shocked that it has it because they were really cutting corners, is the headrest is powered. I mean, wow. So we're talking minimum adjustability there, and then this is powered. But honestly, I've seen so many cars where this is fading and unstitching right here. It was, like I said, it was a blast to drive. So I never really recommend anything, because a turbocharged car is not, especially a 4-cylinder with a front-wheel drive, a CVT, no way. But I see why there's an appeal. I see why someone should get one of these. I think anyone looking for a fuel efficient, relatively cheap price, highly recommend this, because like I mentioned about the CVTs, this has a rear drive, obviously, turbocharged, and a regular automatic. It doesn't do anything, honestly, in manual mode. Do not do that. It's too buzzy. It's not any powerful. There's nothing there at higher RPM. Once the boost kicks in, I mean, 229 pound-feet of torque is not bad, actually, for a 2012 car. So once it's in the right gear and the boost kicks in, and it does pick up and go on the freeway. Again, does get buzzy at 90 or so, but that's the trademark of cars that are turbocharged, 4-cylinder. I mean, this shot right here, I think it sums up the premiumness that Mercedes offers. Cutting corners, turbocharged, we can pick on that, because as consumers, that's what we wired to do, is pick on something. This is this or that. That's okay, but can't argue that the value they offer, the performance they offer at the cost. Like, there is nothing out there. I've had a 3 Series. It may be getting a longer video, but I had an exact 2012 3 Series, inline 6, okay? Better interior, same 255s, but had 18-inch wheels. I mean, I could say it was right at the level of this, but it wasn't any more fun to drive being an inline 6. It was one of those sluggish inline 6, and it just it wasn't turbocharged. So 2012 328i, we've had it for so long, but hear me out. This is right up there being a turbocharged car. It's right up there when it comes to fun and the looks. Honestly, the more power is there. It's available in the 350. So oh yeah, one more thing I mentioned. 350, yes, more power. V6 inline, V6, so it's not turbocharged. I'm sure it's going to be powerful. All right, low end torque, everything's going to be good, but the lightweightness of the front end and how sharp it is, because it's a smaller, lighter motor, I think there is something to be had here. I'll end the video by saying, this being a 2012, the grille was the most difficult to find. Everything else was okay. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, it looks good. But grille, being specific to a 2012 model and a coupe, was a bit more difficult, because 2013 they had a little thinner design for 2013, 14, and 15, especially with being the 4-door one. So yeah, took a lot of work to find that, which was $300. So kind of pricey, because a grille can be had for $100 sometimes on most cars. So another thing they cheaped out was, I hate when manufacturers do that, but it's more common in that era of 2012. But this bottom is LED, and those are halogen. So really cheaped out on putting halogen bulbs. I won't pick on anything else except the fact that it has halogen for being a 2012. Like Infiniti had xenon projectors in 06 G35. That's an 06, so same competition. It's not like I'm saying it was their version of the S-Class. So they're really cheaped out on that aspect. Whereas 99 or 2000 Acura TL or the ES300, they didn't have projector lights, but they did have xenon. So as I always say, we gotta go back to 2012 or whatever the year is of the car I'm filming. We really have to go back and see the little things. I did mention about the Nissans and Infinitis. With the Mercedes, what I really love is when I unlock, it lights up, and then when I open the door, they actually turn off. Same thing when I lock it, they stay on for a little bit. I mean, like, I kind of like that feature, being a 2012. You know, cars nowadays can do all sort of dancing and stuff, but it's amazing how it was. And you see those halogens right there. See how ugly they look, and I think it's just unfair that they did that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.